Okay, let's talk about a weird paradox. We're living in this world of digital payments, right? We tap our phones for coffee, scan QR codes. Money is becoming more and more digital every single day. And yet, the actual physical gadgets for digital money have all but disappeared. So, what happened? Where did they all go?
I mean, do you remember these? For a few years, maybe around 2015 to 2020, there was this absolute explosion of weird and wonderful gadgets, and they were all promising to be the wallet of the future. But just look around today. They're gone, almost completely vanished.
You had the payment fob, right? This little plastic thing you could hook onto your keys. Seemed super convenient. Obsolete. Then you had the NFC sticker. You could just slap this on the back of your not-so-smartphone to give it tap-to-pay powers before that was a standard thing. Also, obsolete. And then there was the really futuristic stuff, like smart rings. You could literally pay for things with a flick of your wrist. I mean, come on, that's straight out of a spy movie. So what happened? Why did all this cool, dedicated hardware end up in the gadget graveyard?
Well, here's the thing. These devices didn't fail because the tech was bad or the idea was wrong. Nope. They failed because of something much more fundamental, a rational market consolidation. A bigger, more powerful predator came along and just, well, it absorbed them. Think about it. The functionality was redundant. Your phone was eventually going to do the same thing anyway. They cost real money to manufacture and ship. You couldn't update them nearly as easily as a simple app. And maybe most importantly, people just didn't want to carry another thing. The biggest competition was the device that was already in everyone's pocket.
And that brings us to the real story here, this silicone takeover. This is how your smartphone went from being a thing you make calls on to a fortified digital vault, making all those other little gadgets totally unnecessary. The piece of tech that made all this possible is called the secure enclave, or a trusted execution environment. The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's a tiny, high-security computer that lives inside your phone's main chip. It has one job and one job only, to protect your most sensitive data, your payment info, your fingerprints, and it's completely walled off from the rest of the operating system. This timeline really tells the whole story. We went from physical leather wallets to the security of chip cards, and then to those kind of clunky first-gen digital fobs. But the crucial jump, the real game changer, was the modern smartphone. It uses that hardware-backed enclave to provide security that's just as good as, and you could argue even better than, a physical chip card. And if you break it down, the security architecture in your phone is just incredible. It's got a dedicated security chip like Google's Titan M2. It's always connected, getting critical security updates every single month. The whole system is built for convenience, using stuff like Face ID. You know, the main threat today isn't someone cracking the chip itself, it's someone tricking you, the user, with a phishing email. That's because the vault itself is just that strong. But hold on. If our phones are so ridiculously secure, why do some people, especially in the crypto world, still swear by dedicated hardware wallets? Well, this brings us to the crypto safe. And it's this fascinating exception that actually proves the whole rule. The answer comes down to two totally different philosophies. Your phone is what we call a hot wallet. It's online, it's convenient, it's perfect for daily spending. It's like a vault in the middle of a busy city, accessible but also exposed. A crypto hardware wallet, on the other hand, is a cold wallet. It is offline or air-gapped. It's built for security above absolutely everything else. It's not a vault in a city, it's an underground bunker, totally cut off from the world. And this is exactly why they feel so old or clunky. That's not a bug, it's a feature. Simplicity is security. Every extra line of code, every Wi-Fi antenna is another potential way for an attacker to get in. So they just don't have them. They even make you physically press a button to approve a transaction. Because you know what? No software hack in the world can fake a physical button push. It's all by design. So, we've seen how the phone completely absorbed payments. But the convergence, this great absorption, isn't stopping there. The next frontier is moving beyond just what you own to proving who you are. We are absolutely in the middle of a shift from payment to identity. In the past, you'd carry a plastic credit card and a plastic driver's license, right? Two separate things. By 2026, the goal is to merge these into one single seamless action. You'll just use one biometric gesture, like glancing at your phone, to both prove you're you and to authorize a payment. It's all powered by tokenization, which securely links your identity to that specific transaction in a way a dumb piece of plastic never could.
And this brings us to the final and I think most important takeaway. The story of wallet gadgets isn't really a story of death. It's a story of migration. You see, the best, most useful technology doesn't die out. It becomes invisible.
And the economic force driving this is just impossible to argue with. What's the incremental cost for a phone manufacturer to add a digital wallet to the phone you were already going to buy? Zero. It costs them nothing. So how can a $10 fob or a $100 ring ever hope to compete with free? The answer is it can't.
So, the hardware is still here. In fact, it's more powerful than it has ever been. It's just moved. It is no longer a separate object that you have to remember to carry. It has become a specialized, high-security chip humming away silently inside the supercomputer that you already have in your pocket.
The digital wallet didn't die, it was absorbed. And this is a powerful pattern we see again and again in technology. One dominant device comes along and just swallows the functions of all the others. It happened to the point-and-shoot camera, it happened to the MP3 player, it happened to the GPS. And it leaves us with one final, really interesting question to think about. What other gadgets that we use every single day are going to become invisible next?